All right, so when you look at the New York City ballot, there's this one proposal that's, well, it's about the literal foundation of the city. I'm talking about its blueprint. This is Proposal 5, and the whole thing kicks off with one single really big number.
8,000. Just let that sink in for a second. Now, what if I told you that the entire legal DNA of one of the most modern cities on the planet, I mean, the official record for every single street, every building lot, is all tied up in that one number?
Yeah, because that's exactly what it is. The official city map. It's not some sleek, unified digital file you can just pull up. Nope. It's a physical collection of over 8,000 separate paper maps. And they're all tucked away in 5 different offices, scattered across the boroughs. For decades, this paper system has literally been the final word on where your property line is, what a street is called, everything.
And that brings us right to the big question for every single voter. Is a 20th century paper system really the right foundation for a 21st century city like New York? I mean, is it time for an upgrade? That is the fundamental question behind Proposal 5.
Okay, so let's dig into the options here. First up, what happens if you vote no? Well, a no vote is basically a vote for the status quo. It means keeping the system exactly, and I mean exactly, as it is right now. Let's break down what that actually looks like. So the way things are now, the system is completely decentralized. You've got 5 different boroughs, right? And each one has its own topographical borough, which is run out of the borough president's office. This means all the really important decisions about maps, about addresses, they're all handled at a super local level. And this isn't new. It's a structure that's been in place for a very long time, building up decades of local know-how. And, this really gets to the core of the argument for keeping things just the way they are. The folks who support this system, they believe that local officials have this invaluable, specific knowledge about their own communities. We're talking about the kind of know-how you just can't upload to a server, right? They're worried that some big centralized system would just lose all that expertise and not be as quick to respond to what's really happening on the ground. Okay, so that's one side. Now let's flip the coin and look at the alternative. What happens with a yes vote? Well, a yes vote would kick off a major overhaul. We're talking about moving the entire city towards a unified digital future.
The proposed system, it's all about one thing: consolidation. So instead of those 5 separate bureaus, every single map and address function would be managed by one single agency, the Department of City Planning. And those 8,000 paper maps, they'd get digitized and pulled together into one single official city map. The goals here are pretty ambitious, make city data way easier for all of us to access, and, this is the big one, speed up major projects like new housing and infrastructure.
And supporters, like the Citizens Budget Commission, they're framing this as a long, long overdue modernization. For them, the argument is pretty straightforward. A single digital map, it's going to reduce costs, it's going to eliminate delays, and it's just going to make government run more efficiently for everybody. Simple as that. So when you really boil it all down, this vote is about a classic debate. It's a tension you see in governments all over the place, really. It's a choice between the promise of being way more efficient and the proven value of local control. And right here, you can really see the two competing visions side by side. The yes side, it's all about this promise of a future-proofed city, faster, more transparent, more cost-effective. But the no side, well, it raises some very real questions about what we might lose in that transition. Like, will all that crucial street-level knowledge just disappear? Could one giant central bureaucracy become a bottleneck and be less responsive to what neighborhoods actually need? Plus, it's a clear shift of power away from the boroughs. And let's be real, with any massive tech project, you kind of have to wonder how smooth that rollout is actually going to be. Now, just like with any big proposal, you've got different groups lining up on each side. So who are the key players in this whole debate? So in the yes camp, you'll find a lot of good government and civic groups. Think Citizens Union and the League of Women Voters. They basically see this as a common sense reform. The no side is a little more complex. You've got some unions and council members who are against it, but it's important to know they often oppose the entire package of charter revisions, not just this one map proposal. That said, their main concern consistently comes back to that fear of centralizing way too much power in just one place. So, with all that on the table, the decision, at the end of the day, really comes down to you, the voter. Because look, your vote here isn't just about maps, it's bigger than that. It's about how you believe New York City should be run. It's a choice between 2 really different philosophies of how to govern.
And it all boils down to this one question. What do you value more for New York City? Is it the promise of a sleek, efficient, modern, centralized system that's designed to speed everything up? Or do you put more value on that deep-rooted expertise and the responsiveness that you only get from localized, borough-level control? Honestly, the answer to that question is what's going to tell you how to vote on Proposal 5.